Hello everybody and welcome back to the Realistic Formula Championship. It is Division 2 today on a Thursday and there's no Eagle, stuck with me and potentially Martin if I let him join. And maybe James as well if he turns up. What? And we have a sprint as well, I've got to say that. I've got the names sent to me by Eagle, so the names pretty much work, apart from the player in a Racing Bulls, who is Ethan. I've got his telemetry turned on correctly. Anyway, I don't really have a clue what's going on in this division. I think Finlay Smith is the championship leader. I don't think I've done this division this season, so yeah. What are we actually watching? Marley's still to the line. This is not a competitive lap though, from what we saw earlier. I'm doing 27.0. Wagner, meanwhile, 2 purple sectors, obviously moved up from Div 3, but doing well in Division 2. And there we go to the top of the times. Head of Pablos, medium tides being used by everyone, apart from, we've got, who's out there? Oh wait, that's Ethan again. I'm stupid. Yeah, that's Ethan again. Oh, he has actually put it on. So, yeah, that's good now. Finlay Smith on his way in the first sector. And, well, he's quite a bit down on Wagner. Very short lap. And you don't want to be that amount down already. But can the time be gained back in Sector 2? Pretty clean, but that's not always fast in this game, but he has gained back time to Sebastian Wagner. Bit of traffic ahead. Racing Bulls of Night Owl. He's been getting some very impressive results as of late. Chazeo goes into the top 5. Smith cuts the beam to go into 3rd. No, Eagle is not speaking. Eagle is not here. Who go in the Aston Martin? Top 11. It is just me at the moment. Potential for other people to join if I let them. Jarvis Coyd. Charlotte Perkins puts a lap on the board, but it's not very competitive. Need to go again. Coyd, who has been a pretty much a master of qualifying so far this season, but has been unlucky in the race. We saw that, of course, in Spa. And bit of traffic again. The Alpine of Marley. And goes 4th quickest as Jarvis Coyd, as Poulet sets a purple sector 2. Currently in 5th, going for another lap. Poulet, the man 2nd in the championship. Is it quicker than Wagner? It is indeed, by about 2.5 tenths of a second. What about Perkins? Perkins looking to get something better on the board in the white Red Bull. Around the, something like Arielai Gundai Bocht, something like that. I don't want to butcher the name. And Charlotte Perkins goes into the top 7. Does this call for PO Paris to give you some company? Well, see, you're all queuing up. You'll have to fight Martin, who also wants to join this at some point. Van der Hyde. Around the banking, DRS, of course, enabled in that banking. A few years ago they added that. And it's just behind his teammate. Alpine, of course, not the most competitive car. But certainly get good results in it. And well, no one's actually on a push lap right now. Williams was off in sector 2. Well, I did not see that. Because I've pulled up the standings now, so I can kind of have a little look, but it's a bit away from where I'm actually looking, so we'll move this like right by. Now it's a bit in the way, but yeah, there we go. Finlay Smith, 25 points ahead of Poulet. Skunker's not currently set a lap. Maybe Will Lewis now actually on a push lap into sector 2 and around turn 10. That curb used to be deadly. I think it was F1 2021 when that curb basically just spun you off. I mean, it's still not ideal now, but a bit less extreme. And Will Lewis doesn't quite open up the entry maybe as much as some people did. Gets a little bit all over the place on the exit curb. Keeps it together, but boxes regardless. I'll be going again. I wonder if soft tyres... Yep, soft tyres now going on for literally everyone. So, yeah, soft tyres on for basically everyone. Ready to go for the final runs in sprint qualifying. Will be Nico here first in the Mercedes. Set a final run, and this could be hampered by traffic. Look at all those cars streaming out of the pits. It's not ideal. We've already seen many kind of impeding incidents being reported yesterday for the Division 3 race and qualifying. And Nico now through the Tarzan corner and on his way. Our final lap in this qualifying session now through turn 3. Of course, the line that gets taken is not quite maybe the realistic line that you'd see in real life. It's a little bit of grass through turn 5 and then 6 and the number after 6. Slightly wide of the apex curb in turn number 9. Finlay Smith setting a purple sector 1. Mercedes maybe coming alive towards the end of this sprint qualifying. And Nico goes quicker than Poulet in the middle sector. Soft tyres yielding extra grip, but be the same across the grid. And a lot of the main competitors at the front are just starting their laps now. So Nico will surely go to the top of the times if he's kept it together in the final sector. And indeed he has. And goes to top for the moment. What about Jarvis Coyd? Misses out on what has been his customary position. Finlay Smith then goes on to provisional pole position. Who goes down there in 15th? I don't think he's done a lap there. He's just starting a lap. Will Lewis just starting a lap. Cars everywhere. Marley's starting a lap. And we've got... Whoa! Froome going into the barrier as we swap to him. I wasn't even trying to swap to him, to be honest. I was trying to swap to Ethan here. But that was Froome spinning off as Ethan crosses the line. 5th place for the Racing Bulls. Great position. As Barker goes into 6th. Andrew in the Sauber, top 8. Pablos goes on to provisional pole as Froome then gets disqualified. Poulet can't deny him. What about Wagner? Wagner top 3, second row, as Night Owl into the top 10. Tezeo then takes that top 10 position away, as Van der Heide, maybe pitting, but not, takes a very Close line to the pit wall. Goes into the top 14. Hugo here just finishing the lap as well. Couple more cars to go. Hugo top 12. And then we've got Adam here. Goes into top 8. Adam Locke. Will Lewis over the line. Top 15. And then Napolitano then takes that 15th away, and Skunker takes that 15th away. What about Marley? Goes into 11th place, ahead of Tezeo. And we might be there unless Charlotte Perkins is right there at the death. Where can Charlotte get to? Oh, it's only 15th. It's not an ideal qualifying for Red Bull. It's Pablos on pole position. And, well, that was a great lap to get in at the time. And, well, Poulet down in 6th. Finlay Smith out qualifying his main championship rival for the sprint. And we'll top 8 score points, of course. Adam Locke and Ethan there. Great positions for them. Sauber qualifying pretty high up. Marley doing a good job. There we are. Of course, Tezeo did pick up a 5-place penalty. I did see that before. So that won't be ideal for them. For him being disqualified, of course, after having that crash before, which you might just want to have a little look back at again. It was in turn number 3, or really before turn 3. Into the barrier, not quite like Daniel Ricciardo back in 2023. And now we're ready for the sprint. At Zandvoort, where it does look a little bit overcast. But there was Ethan before in the chat when I was just getting things ready saying that it's dry, but there might be rain, I think, in the main qualifying, he said. But we'll have to keep an eye on that. Just a bit overcast here by the shores of the North Sea. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with Red Bull's fall off. Well, Charlotte is on a streak of podiums, I think. Finished 2nd at Spa after the slight strategy mistake from Poulet to go onto the intermediate tyres very late on. And, well, for the sprint, those are the tyre compounds. Mix of mediums and hards between those out there. So, interesting to see, but tyre wear for those on the hards, you know, they should, towards the end of the race, really become strong. But those on the mediums will be looking to get a quick start. Wagner and Jarvis Coyd going on the attack against the Mercedes. No split strategies, really. Most teams having the same types for both drivers, apart from, I can see Alpine there, the mix of compounds. But obviously teams have done their strategy work somewhat, or have someone that knows what is the best and has tested it. And obviously each car, slightly different characteristics as well. So what works for McLaren obviously doesn't work for Sauber, but well, they've gone for the same strategy here. So Anyway, some people have been disqualified already. Will Lewis. Yeah, Will Lewis and the Alpine there must be Van der Heide. Reset, so their tire temperature will not be good. Their grid position will be too far backwards, but well, they're already towards the rear of the field anyway, so they'll be looking to more profit from incidents ahead. As now we can see Froome pulling up to the last spot on the grid, and the sprint in Zandvoort is moments away. Lights will be illuminating. It is Pablos and Finlay Smith on the front row. It's lights out and away we go for the sprint. Finlay Smith seems to get a good start. He's going to maybe look up the inside down into turn one. Ghosting happening as Pablos just about maintains the lead. There's about 3 wide involving Williams and Alpine, and some more towards the rear of the field. As there goes Ethan looking to challenge as Nico gets a bit out of shape. Pablos maintains the lead of the sprint race down towards turn number 6, and Wagner ahead of Jarvis Coyd. Oh, Aston Martin miles wide in the background might be Daniel Barker, who seemed to be going way wide into the gravel. And indeed, it was Daniel Barker dropping down the order. Whoa, I think Nico's having some lag. He's going all over the place. As now, I'm getting a bit of lag, I think. Maybe not. I think it's okay. There definitely seems like a little bit of choppiness. Maybe. Some people with damage as well. We've got Locke. No, not Locke. Marley there has got damage. I think if I swap to him, there's Perkins battling away with her former team. And Charlotte Perkins moving up to 11th place. Started a few places lower. Tezeo with a 5-place penalty as well, starting down in about 17th. Barker looking to recover as well. Going well wide. He obviously started inside the top 10. That quickly got removed. Down the inside goes Tezeo on Night Owl. Night Owl's trying to hold it though. And maybe Tezeo will have to cut back. Slight bit of contact. Tezeo still on a decent line though. Trying to hold the racing line towards the chicane. But Night Owl remains ahead for the moment. Big DRS train. Currently, Poulet down into 17th place as well. After the chaos at the start. As there's a bit of contact again there. Maybe a slight wobble between Napolitano and Skunker. And Napolitano looking to soar around the outside. Can't quite make it though, as Finlay Smith trying to take the lead of the race, of the sprint really, against Pablos. Has got a great run down towards turn number 6. Doesn't look for it though. It's a risky place to make an overtake in Scheivlak, I think, something like that. Oh, racing action between Perkins and Andrew. And actually Andrew's turning defense into attack here. Looking to attack Hugo. He's going to look up the inside. Van der Heide retires in the pits. And Andrew looking to put a car between him and the Red Bull. But Perkins maybe looking to make it 3 wide, backs out of it. And there's a bit of contact. I think Hugo might have a damaged wing out of that. Yeah, Hugo was the major casualty in that incident. As back down towards turn number 1. Pablos still leading this race. But then we have side by side Perkins going the long way round and making the move on Hugo. And he's now back to being the car behind Andrew. No points, obviously, for these positions they're currently fighting for, but Perkins will be looking to fight back. to 8th at least. As Night Owl there, looking to sneak through and get slightly pinched as Tezeo then takes the place. Wagner dropping down a couple of places, now running in 8th as Hugo's battling away, still trying to keep the place. And round the outside with a broken wing, Tezeo with damage as well now as they go down towards turn number 11, side by side, where Charles Leclerc and George Russell, of course, had that battle. And over the gravel goes Hugo and into the Red Bull. And that gives the place then to Night Owl and Skunker as well. And there's a bit of contact, and Napolitano getting involved and getting a damaged wing as well. As the top two remain the same. But still Wagner here looking to fight back after dropping places. Not sure why he dropped back on the previous lap, but trying to regain those places and looking to go for the up and under on the Alpine, running side by side, Ferrari and Alpine, and Wagner is ahead. This was very much the start of the race, where that is the Aston Martin of Barker, who went very wide. Obviously Poulet caught up as well, and Finlay Smith looking in a good position in the championship fight for the moment. Obviously has that 25-point lead already, so any more than that is a bonus. Going into the break with over a race win advantage would be ideal. As Andrew here looking to actually fight back against Charlotte Perkins, who's missed out on DRS on the cars ahead. And the Kick Sauber overtakes the Red Bull down towards turn number 1. Finlay Smith just holding stations for the moment. A race of attrition taking place. They're just charging away a little bit every single lap from Jarvis Coyd, who's managing as well. It seems just he's just thankful that he's actually in the race for once, and he's not had any difficulties just yet. Yep, nothing to worry about in terms of weather for the sprint. And well, Locke now leading the train for 5th. And well, this car's queuing up. What's the tyre wear looking like? Very much have a look and see that the medium tyre runners on about 45%. Well, these three are roughly 45%. As Locke defends the inside line, might give the opportunity for an exit from the Racing Bulls, but not on this occasion. Couple of little battles. Perkins dropping away from Andrew. Skunker and Barker as well. Swapping around. And Poulet stuck in a little train behind Night Owl and Tezeo. And Poulet's going to maybe look up the inside, but doesn't want to risk it too much. But, I mean, he's not got a lot to lose in this race because he's not getting any points for this sprint as it stands, unless there's a miraculous turnaround as he goes a little bit wide, and that won't be helping him. But now we're going to begin lap 8. The gap between the top two is half a second, and I wonder when Finlay Smith might pull the trigger. It might be now. Down towards turn number 1, and they touch. Finlay Smith and Pablos make contact on the main straight. Finlay Smith with a damaged front wing. And well, Pablos going back around the outside. Will they leave each other room? Pablos back into the lead of the Dutch sprint race. But that certainly got tasty down towards turn number 1, where there was contact between the top two. This was it again, as Finlay Smith tries to go for it, and Yeah, they run into each other down the straight. We'll have to have a look at that again and see who was really moving over on who, or if it was just kind of a natural coming together. Because that, yeah, seemed interesting. But anyway, they will shoot battle again, I'm sure, but Smith obviously hampered by the damage, and this train looks tasty now, queuing up for the points, and there could be all sorts of chaos going on. We obviously saw a lot of chaos yesterday in the sprint, and down towards the Tarzan corner, it's going to be Ethan going around the outside, Locke looking to make sure he leaves space, and does, and now might be able to fight back into turn 3 if he's really feeling daring, but he just settles in behind. Yellow flag, Night Owl, Poulet maybe getting involved as well. Poulet's got damage. Night Owl doesn't have damage, but yeah, they are well out of this. As well, this train is crazy at the moment, and who knows how this sprint is going to end, as the Alpine of Marley looks to run it up the inside of Wagner, and there is a slight bit of contact. Marley looking to catch Wagner by surprise, maybe looking to catch him by surprise again, doesn't go for it into turn 11. Jarvis Coyd still holding on to the podium for the sprint, but Nico will surely be gaining in pace and might be gaining in top speed down the main straight. Jarvis Coyd completely out of VRS. Nico sets up the run around the outside. Coyd defends well. And is there still an opportunity for the Mercedes, or is he just going to sit behind for another lap? He's got no pressure from behind, so he may as well just sit there. As Perkins going through, Napolitano is all the way back here now after what's gone on, and Perkins ahead of Andrew as Napolitano watches on to this scrap. And Nico now surely will get the move on the next lap. No idea who that was who joined and left, but we won't question it. Puncture territory getting near for Wagner, it seems, on the medium compound. Poulet maybe causing another yellow flag. He's on the soft compound now, having pitted. So this has been a nightmare for the man second in the championship. And he's looking like he's going to lose 7 points to the championship leader. And Nico not quite close enough on this lap, but still the defense offered by Jarvis Coyd. As Perkins goes through on Marley, but then Perkins is off into the gravel at turn number 1 and is struggling to get the car back straight. And well, that was interesting, and Perkins surely won't be scoring any points now. Red Bull outside of the points with both cars. That seemed very interesting when we just switched, and we see Perkins spinning off. Another yellow flag. Maybe that's Poulet again, as Pablo's about to start the final lap of the race. And these two as well. And this is what this has come down to. A final lap tussle for the podium. Jarvis Coyd doesn't really have a lot of ERS. Nico does. Nico has the hard compound tyres, which are better at this point in the race. And Jarvis Coyd will try and hold a defensive shape and throw a defense against the Mercedes, who soars round the outside. There's no grip for Jarvis Coyd, as Jarvis Coyd almost spins out of the sprint, keeps it pointing in the right direction, and he just needs to bring it home now in 4th, as Ethan still holds on to 5th place ahead of Adam Locke and Wagner. And then Marley and Andrew maybe looking to challenge down towards turn number 6 and 7. And can't quite do it there, but then the Alpine over the curbs and diving up the inside, still trying to keep it there is Andrew. And now surely in turn 9, down towards turn 10. The Sauber gets the place and holds it as Marley can't quite come back at the kick Sauber. But now rounding the banking, it's Pablos, who had a bit of contact with Finlay Smith, which could still be under investigation, but he wins the sprint race regardless. As Finlay Smith, the championship leader, takes second place, Nico in third, Mercedes double podium in the sprint, Jarvis Coyd fourth after almost spinning out on the last lap, Ethan in fifth, Locke taking sixth, Wagner seventh, Andrew in the points after that move on Marley on the final lap, Perkins down in 10th after a spin, after being involved in a spin after some contact down at turn 1, Tazeo in 11th, and Barker in 12th after drama on the first lap. Skonka had a penalty or something in there as well. Damage across the grid. Night Owls down in 14th, eventually controlled by AI. Not quite sure what's gone on, as there was also contact with Pool A involving him as well. Trugo, also another one involved in wing damage. On the soft tyres, finishes in 15th. Will Lewis 16th. Pool A in 17th in a nightmare sprint. Napolitano as well involved in contact down in 18th. And Froome and Van der Heide retired from the sprint. Everyone, Night Owl able to join back. Well, just kind of sitting here, it seems. Not quite sure what the game is doing, but I think some people are just joining back anyway, so giving them a little bit of time regardless. Not quite sure what's going on with the game. Hello, Martin. He's back for another day.
Will you share screen?
Yeah,
Can't see.
I mean, there's not a lot to see right now.
Yeah, I know the results. Well, gang, I'm back. Where's James at?
I don't know. Slacker. Yeah, well,
Wow.
yeah, he might be there tomorrow. Maybe not. You know, I won't be there, so it's all in the hands of Eagle.
Interesting. My sprint was crazy. Again, this track's absolute banger.
Only for sprints.
Yeah, only for sprints because the race is actually boring. D3 yesterday actually got like bored mid race, but then final laps were good. At least
Yeah. Well,
we move, I guess.
yeah.
So fire.
Yeah, this game is really, really great game. I'm loving this. I don't know what's happening. If I might need to just quit the lobby and go back in. Unless
Oh
I don't know if
nah.
other people are going in, or I don't know if other people have loaded, or I'm just stuck.
Oh yeah. Wow. Need to change lobbies, bro. No way. Is
Oh.
this like not just everyone reading up?
Hugo's left the session, and now
Yeah, that was Hugo.
there we are. He needs to join back though, but yeah, I think it was just something was going on with his thing, delaying everything. Anyway, there we are.
Finally. Well, we need to invite Hugo then if you left.
Yeah, I don't know if I've got him or not.
You probably do, mate. I think you.
I know.
Yeah.
I but this is a different account again, but he might be on here because I don't do Div 2, so there's a chance that
Crazy.
he's not on.
Wait, did you invite Night Owl as well? Because he said he
Yeah, he
left.
joined back. I didn't invite
Okay.
him though. Someone else must
Oh.
have. We can check if he's actually back in or not.
Allows is asking if he can join comms, but I think not.
Yeah, we've had 3 commentators before, and it just was chaos.
Yeah. Well, we tried, allows. There you are.
Trixie's asking about the weather. And, well, I wonder if it's going to rain towards the end of the session. It's raining in 5 minutes.
Nah, shut.
So, yeah.
Well, it's gonna be clear at least for
Yeah, but
after.
surely
There
the
will
best
be
track
2
conditions are
minutes.
now, which is why everyone is piling out. And when it says 5 minutes there, it normally means that within a couple of minutes, it is raining and, going to be in trouble. So I'm not... Yeah, I'm expecting to just see laps, and then we're just going to be sitting here bored for 10 minutes. Or everyone's going to retire after they've done their lap because it's going to be wet.
Yeah.
Which probably won't happen.
Well, the first one to set the lap probably will be Paul, so we just call pole position for the first one to cross the line actually.
Yeah.
Should be. I think the rain's gonna start like now.
The rain has actually started, I think.
Yeah.
I've disabled something. I need to enable it. There we are. I think I can now. There we are. Yeah, rain. You can see the rain.
Yeah. Yeah. Molly the first one. Yeah. Congrats, your pole position.
Well, I mean, to be fair, we've got Wagner here, who's quite literally like just behind by, not that far. So
I mean, we got Charlotte Perkins, the wet weather Michelle. So
yeah,
Maybe.
Jensen Button kind of esque, these conditions that are a bit wet but dry as well, changeable conditions. That's where.
Yeah. Real, bro.
Yeah, Marley.
Well, we
here.
see. He could do mistakes.
So far, Wagner is the man with the purple for sector. Sector times. People may be a bit unsure of where their kind of breakpoints are, and whether they can actually trust the car. Marley is going to be the first one. Wagner going quickly behind, quicker than anyone else in the first 2 sectors is Wagner, but Marley is going well as well, I think, considering the first one, considering he's the first. And there we go, to 12.9. Wagner does take it away, though. Skunker next. Night Owl. Chaos across the line. Nico goes into third. What about the McLaren of Poulet? It's fifth. A second off Wagner. The track's dampening so quickly. As Pavlos goes into sixth. Racing
chaos.
Bulls. Ethan into 11th. Then it's going to be Jarvis Coyd. Where can Jarvis Coyd go? It's P9 for Jarvis Coyd. The master of poles will not be on pole in Zandvoort, as Perkins is 7 seconds off.
Oh, the race hit heavily.
14th ahead of Perkins. Tezeo's out there. Crashed.
Oh, he crashed. Yeah. We should have known that. It's a bank cone of DRS in the rain. I think there will be people.
DRS has now been disabled. FIA proactive. As soon as the crash. Yep, that's enough of DRS.
Perkins did not do a bank.
Anyway, yep, everyone's now done their laps who was out there, apart from obviously Tezeo. I don't know, there was some qualifying bans as well, maybe. I'm not...
Andrew retired on track.
Yeah, Andrew just decided that that was enough. The track's not going to get better quick enough.
I mean, I think not.
Wait, Hugo wasn't even in, of course. Yeah.
Oh, he got shafted with this. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, look at where Night Owl is.
Night Owl people. Oh well. He was on the first ones actually. Yeah. That's what we say. The first ones who get the.
Well, I mean, they checked the radar though, and they were quick in reacting. So, gotta say fair play to them.
Night Owl was really quick, but then Andrew was like one of the last ones, and P14 for him. So.
Yeah, I mean, Varga being the second one out there gets it. Anyway, I think people are retiring now, so we might have an early finish to quali, which might be incredible. I mean, if I go like this, we can still see that, you know, half the people haven't.
Froome is gonna drive in the rain, I guess.
Well, I mean, he may as well get ahead of those other cars. That he's not.
At least.
Intermediates. Look at how quickly the track has gone like this. 2023, the race starts in Zandvoort. Dry, and then suddenly within a lap, it was wet. That caused chaos.
Yeah, everyone's retired. Yeah, there's some people actually going for the track as well. I think it's Napolitano.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's just a set of time.
It's gonna be a battle between Napolitano and Froome.
Interspol.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure who's actually qualifying banned. I can't lie, because I'm not the most clued up on.
I mean, no one has qualifying bans.
Well, then everyone, all those below, should be going back out there again. Yeah.
Yeah. Froome had a moment there a little bit.
Yeah.
I guess it's not on rain setup too fair. It's like.
Yeah, because if the race is going to be dry, then you don't want to be on a rain setup.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see he's
3.5 off.
Yeah, not really a surprise. Whoa!
Oh, he crashed. He spun. Almost crashed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He tried to recreate what he did in the sprint quali, but not the same part of the lap. But well, Perkins is back out there. So is Barker.
Look at the weather mission. I mean, Perkins, if she sets a lap right now, I think she even sets a faster lap time than she did before, because it was 7 seconds off.
Yeah.
You saw Froome on the first sector, 3.5 off, I think. Yeah, it's not actually improve on intermediates. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, fastest sectors. Wagner, obviously with the lap before, and we'll see what Napolitano does in comparison. Going to be a number of seconds off again. Yep, it's going to be about 4 seconds.
It'd be crazy.
4 seconds off, you know, you could... Still a little bit of a battle out there. I mean, if it starts drying up towards the end, then these guys might still be going for a lap.
Can we have the graphic again for... Weather,
Weather.
To see. Weather.
Well, I mean, it looks like it's going to be wet towards the end, to be fair.
Yeah, it's going to be wet. Nah,
I
game's
like how
gone.
the mini map showed a purple for a second. And yep, he's definitely getting purple when he's on the inters.
It's into Spolo, pal.
Yeah, it's a battle for
Remember?
P16, battle for P15.
Yeah.
It's a battle for P17 though.
18
Looking at the sector
seconds, bro.
times, Perkins I don't think will be improving.
Yeah.
Yeah, P17 for Napolitano.
He improved 1 place. That's crazy. Still from with that spin, bro. Actually, improving a place on intermediate tires is actually crazy.
Well, Froome's looking to get back though. And he's
Yeah,
improved by 8 seconds
it's
in the middle
minimal.
sector because he didn't spin this time. And he's on his way. No DRS in these conditions, unsurprisingly. And does get ahead of Napolitano. And he goes into, whoa, a huge spin and crash.
Hey, what's this?
Yeah. Yeah, in real life, he'd be needing, like, the engine changed, you know, chassis.
Yeah. To be fair, in real life, he would have gone. He would have died. To be fair.
Perkins.
I mean,
Perkins is on the way, but lost about 4 seconds in the first sector. Gained time in the middle sector, though, compared to the soft tire lap before. And, yeah, doesn't improve.
11.7 seconds off.
Yellow flag still.
Yeah, we'll lose retired. Yeah. That's it for qualifying. It's just practice now.
Well, I never know. Napolitano might come back to try and get 17th. Nope. Going in the box.
No.
What about Teseo? He's not going out.
I mean, he's still. Yeah. It's Perkins.
Yeah, Teseo is retired. It's only the 3 that are still there. Like, it's only Barker, Perkins, and Hugo.
That's interesting.
Perkins might be going again. Lost 2.9 seconds in the first sector this time. Lost a little bit less.
Oh. Wow, she's improving a little bit compared to the last, I think. It's still slow. Yeah,
7.2 off already. Unbelievable.
But purple game.
As Perkins. It's only about 1.6 down on her best lap. That was done on the soft tyres so far. Lost 2.9 in the first sector, then gained 1.3 in the middle. But yeah, boxes. And we can claim that Wagner is on pole because Perkins will surely retire now. It's not going to dry out.
Yeah. Yeah. It's Kanka in the chat saying, "What the hell is a polar bear doing in Arlington, Texas?"
As well. Let's see. Let's just see this again.
Well, I mean, that's goofy.
Just glitching as he's. Anyway, I think everyone's finally retired. We'll get an early end to quali. Look, we might have started a bit late, you know, but we've made up the time.
It's just to fix the 8 minutes late start on the lobby.
I don't think we even got to the end screen in the game, but...
Right, let's just quickly get everything in order. Holy hell, we haven't done this in a while. Let's get everything in order. Holy hell, we haven't done this in a while. So, Wagner in first, Night Owl in second, Nico in third, with a bit of lag as well. Finlay Smith, despite starting in 12th or 13th, has moved up his way to 6th. Andrew is up to 7th. Hello, welcome to the stream. So, catch up since since Monza's stream went out. Basically, Wagner is leading the way from Night Owl in 2nd place, Nico in 3rd, right behind him, Paul and Pablo and the 2 McLarens in 4th and 5th with a bit of wing damage there on the left end plate. There, as Finlay Smith is actually trying to go down the inside as a look, but he thinks better of it. Andrew then in 7th, Ethan 8th. I cannot remember all their names, but there we go. There's the top 10. You can see the grid there. Red Bull really struggling tonight. And general pace as Nico gets past Pablos for P4. What's happened here actually? sorry, he was behind Night Owl. What on earth has happened here? I have no idea. There's yellow flags. What's going on here? Is it a restart? Is it a restart I don't know about? Restart I don't know about. If it is, that's painful. But what is going on here? No, apparently we've got going again. Okay then. I'm not complaining. That made little to no sense. Yo, welcome to the streamers. Finlay goes down the inside of Andrew Martin. I'm on PlayStation. Unfortunately, stream on PlayStation, like you can't hear the others on a Discord call. It's blame Sony, or blame Play, or blame yeah. So I would like, no, I would, but PlayStation, Sony suck. There we go, Wagner into the pits onto a fresh set of hard tyres. I'm presuming that'll be his first of 2 pit stops with Andrew heading in. Dan heading in and Will Lewis heading in also. With the top 6 all staying out of the pits. Quite an early pit stop there, 4th and 15th and 16th. Might try and make it a bit of an undercut. Nope. Maybe on Andrew, but I don't think so. I think maybe one of them might. Not quite though. No, both Red Bulls still behind the stand, but they're having a bit of a horrible day as of right now. Very early pit stop though, so maybe others can try and go longer. Maybe make the 1 stop even happen, if that is at all possible. It'll be a long stretch. Fortunately, we do not have. No. So Wagner has boxed here. Night Owl was actually in 2nd. God knows how. They all slowed down at one point. Don't really know what happened there. Yeah, so Night Owl was in 2nd before Wagner pit box and Stephen the Devil. Night Owl is also in pits. Finlay in the pits as well. So both McLarens and Nico both all staying out. Yeah, may have to fall back on that. Top 4 all having not boxed. At the moment, it is technically an Alpine in the. I guess that's some sort of upgrade to add straight line speed to the Alpine. Just have no front downforce whatsoever. I mean, if Sauber want to try that, be my guess. But technically speaking, Alpine driver is in the lead. As well, he's done his first of what will be 2 pit stops. There is a little bit of a tyre delta between the Ferrari and the Alpine, so you'll be expecting, as well as a quick car, so you'll be expecting Wagner to catch up shortly. Right, who boxes out the top 4? You'd presume one of them will. Obviously, one McLaren may come in. Nope, do both stay out. Nope, Pablos goes into the pits. And yeah, no, his entire nose is gone. Hey, Aston Martin might be having a look at upgrading their top speed, but we'll see. It's just like 0-0 wings. I think it's negative at this point. Negative wings, bro. Wings are literally in the floor. But there we go. So top 2 both have not boxed. That is obviously don't have the tyre percentage up, but I'm presuming Nico will be a bit on the brink with being on puncture territory-ish. As Wagner, not surprising, is caught up to the Alpine, who is going to be in the lead once the top 2 both pit, but you'd presume not for long, with Wagner catching very, very quickly. And do the top 2 box is the real question. Poulet is into the pits. Nico stays out for another lap, trying to build pretty damn good offset. Or he could be going for the one stop. Which, I mean, I wouldn't blame him for trying it, as Dan has left the session in the Aston Martin. Unfortunately, I do not. I don't have a magic, so that's a rip. Pulls into the pits and comes out just ahead or behind Finlay Smith. Finlay Smith goes right round the outside, and yeah, Pullet just slots in that gap between Andrew and Finlay. And Wagner has got past the Alpine, not surprisingly, as the car on the wall of that Seb, that looked like Seb the Goat, and the Haas, both in the wall. It's just going bad to worse really from Red Bull, but there is, yeah. Oh, and a Williams stuck on the curb. Charlotte almost went right into the back of the Williams. That was a little bit of a hairy moment, but might have now a chance at 9th place at salvaging something from this race, as Nico is now into the pits for a set of what I would presume is going to be the hard compound tyre as we head round the penultimate corner. Is Perkins going to make a move on the Williams? And yeah, you'd presume it's slam dunk. It has very little battery actually. He's going to go right round the outside and make her way up into 9th place. Nico coming right on the scene and comes out in 8th place, just ahead of this little battle, as Dan is now back in the session and may be able to salvage something from this race from 13th place with not completely ruined tyres. At least there's that. Now falls down to 15th. So Nico on the fresh tyres, well, fresh tyres out of the entire grid. 23 laps to the end, I wouldn't think would go to the end maybe. He might try it. It's a long stint from here. Either way, he has a tyre offset for the next few laps over the guys in front, which we'll see how that pans out. Track position, you'd think is quite important around here, with it being very difficult to overtake. But he is in a Mercedes, and the car in front of him is the Sauber as Pullet, and that looked like a bit of a moving across from Pullet on to Finlay Smith into turn 1. We just caught that on the onboard, and yeah, interesting. As Jarvis Coy now is battling with the God in for 15th, 16th and 17th with Dan as well. Getting a bit hairy with Finlay and the two McLarens. He had a collision with Pablo in the sprint. Now another one with Pirelli. He sensed a little bit of maybe desperation as well, with the gap, with the points gap just getting a bit bigger as over the last few races. So I got nothing to lose, I guess. So we'll look for the closest battle, and it really seems to be with the Williams and Charlotte Perkins. Here have the battle for 9th and 10th. But you presume with how close they are together, it's slam dunk. No, I just thought McLaren was going to overtake, but here we go. Williams going down the inside into turn 1. It's enough space. It's a very, 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 very close to contact, and yeah, Charlotte holds out, keeps 9th place. It's a little bit of a DRS terrain forming from about 3rd to, well, 7th, maybe 8th if Nico can get a bit of a movement, or maybe he's saving his tyres and trying to introduce them quite gently to give himself a bit of a benefit in making this stint work if he is going to the end of the race. We'll wait and see. But here comes Pullet trying to make a move on Ethan, can't quite get it done as we head into the chicane. There's quite a bit of battery for both the McLaren and the Mercedes behind the RB of Ethan. as he's trying to keep it in the DRS of Andrew, who's also burning and has got very little battery now, so you presume Puller is going to make a move. Brownie outside into turn 1. Can he make it work? Brownie outside of the RB, I think. Yeah, RB with a little bit of damage, especially with the tyre offset as well. You'd think makes it work and goes up to 4th place, and yes, he does. Mercedes trying to go down the inside. Very ambitious move. Maybe a bit of PTSD to Kimi Antonelli and Charles Leclerc for a few there. Going into turn 3 for a moment, but they all came out unscathed. As now Dan and Seb both into the pits for a fresh set of hard compound of tyre, which would be going to the end of the race, you'd presume, from here. As Finlay Smith and Ethan, and Finlay gets past the RB and up into the top 5. And there's yellow flags, and it's a Ferrari, I'm presuming he's got stuck on the curb or had a bit of a spin. And yeah, a bit of a rough day for Coy, who's not had much luck. Obviously got the pole last week and disconnected. And yeah, Alpine into the pits, going really aggressive once again, boxing early for another set of hard compound tyres, which again, be going to the end of the race, trying the undercut on Wagner, and see where he can go from there. Oh, Andrew, he's got a good exit on Ethan, can't make it work. But Nico has arrived on the scene. Freshest tyres out of anyone in this train, not by a lot, but the general race by quite a few laps in terms of percentage. So wait and see. That's Will Lewis and was that an Alpine? Yeah, it's the Alpine with no front nose. And here comes Andrew trying to. Is he going to go down the inside of Ethan into the chicane? He has a look, locks up a little, but he thinks better of it. We now head around the penultimate corner, and Ethan did not have the greatest exit, as both the Mercedes and the Sauber gets through. And can the Mercedes get a double overtake into turn 1? We go. And yep, Nico makes his way up into 5th. Sauber locks up, almost hits the back of the Mercedes, but all unscathed. As Pablo then Perkins, and Pablo now turning into Perkins at turn 1. Yeah, it's safe to say the McLarens are going to be in making the stewards a little bit busy in this race. With the incidents that that's been involved with them tonight. As Nico is lagging, so business as usual. To look further back, and Perkins is off once again. And yeah, this very much is a day to forget. It's probably quite good that it's a bit of a winter break. Just get a reset. And yeah, Charlotte, Perkins gone, and yeah, it's probably good that it's gonna be a winter. Yeah, gone. Yeah, it's probably good for them that there's a bit of a winter break up before the next race to get a hard reset and go again next round. As Nico now gets past Night Owl, who also is overtaken by his teammate Andrew, and I'm presuming got let through a little bit there, especially with the medium tyres not being great around here. Now another move is made by the Alpine going up to 9th place again. Hugo and Lewis having a little bit of a battle going through turn 1. There's maybe a little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact, but Hugo's gotten through into 12th. And he's off down the road trying to hunt down the Haas and get a few points maybe. That gap, by the way, between 2nd and 1st, I think there was about 8 seconds initially. It's now closed down to 6.8. It's still quite a mountain to climb, but nonetheless, it is closing. But yeah, you've got to think this is probably Wagner's to lose. Even with him being undercut, he has the car advantage, and you have the offset advantage, or tyre offset advantage, when he makes his second stop onto either another hard or another medium compound tyre. Andrew Knight out into the pits off the mediums, and you've got to presume this is going to be for a hard compound tyre, as he is about to pull into his pit box. And yeah, you can see the white wall hard tyre, and there's an Aston off of Dan, and he's up and running again, so no worries about any chance of a safety car. And gap's been closed to top two by to 5.6. Those cars have really gone off a bit of a cliff, it's safe to say. Don't know what's happened there. 5.4 now between the top two. And yeah, the field's spread out a little bit now. A few people have made their pit stop, so it's a bit of a slow burn from here until people make their stops. But yeah, 5.1. That gap was definitely about 6.8 a lap or two ago. Now 4.9. They are catching, especially you Paulette, they are catching Wagner at a rapid rate. At a rate of knots. Oh, Ethan, yeah. Barrett. Ethan into the pits for, I'm guessing that's going to be another hard compound tyre. That mediums. That is another set of the hard tyre going to the end of the race. As the Williams also 4.2 seconds. It is really closing down. It is. I thought it might, but my word, he is on a charge to grab the win here. Nah. KPH just looks better, I'm sorry. KPH just looks way better. It looks better when it's going 300 and whatnot kilometers per hour rather than whatever 180 whatever. Well, you're not the one on comms, are you? Womp womp. So, cry more. You ain't gonna do nothing. As Wagner now into the pits, probably reacting to you ain't on comms, so a bit of a skittish. At least oh no. Oh no, anyway. What would I possibly do? Anyway, Wagner and my TV's gone on, give me a second. And Finlay into the pits. Alright, sorry about that. Went off for a second there, so I didn't actually see anything. Right, so Alpine now, once again, in the lead, but there's a top 5 lap tyre offset between him and the Ferrari. Thank you. Actually, no, fuck you, you released me. You said you released me, so fuck you. Pull into the pits to another set of halves. Or is it going to be the medium? No, I know I'm joking. Fuck you! I could just stop the stream now and you won't know what happens for the last 12 laps. I could just pull it up, like unplug the whole stream and you just wouldn't have a clue. You wouldn't have a clue what happens the next 12 laps. Not a single fucking clue. It doesn't matter because my oh. Language, young man. I couldn't give a flying fuck. I will tell your mother, well, she can hear me right now, and she doesn't give a fuck. She laughs, and she don't give a fuck. Probably agrees, to be honest, but there we go. Goal, yeah! Yeah! In your words, good boy! Right, so he heads into lap 25. He's trying to go for it. Oh, James, shush. Anyway. Wagner already caught up to the back of the Alpine with... You gotta say it's an upgrade at this point with how the Alpine's performing compared to usual. Maybe they should have tried this in real life, I'm gonna be completely honest. Right, so... Genuinely, what do we reckon? Is Nico... Because Nico boxed, I'm pretty sure, the latest out of everyone. Do you reckon he's going to the end? Is there any chance in hell he could go to the end? Right, heading round for the whole court. It's just mayhem in the chat as Dan now retires from the session into the pit, and Pablo now goes into the pit off the hard, and I have gone to set of mediums or another hard tyre. I'm presuming that's a hard. I can see the hard tyre. As Wagner now gets past the Alpine, and now it's a bit of a chase to the end between him and Nico. Does Nico stay out until the end? What do we reckon? Does Nico stay out until the end on those hards? He boxed lap 13, I believe. Oh, what have I started? Alright. Either way, Finlay Smith and Twirlet 4th and 5th. At the moment, they're trying to hunt down the Alpine now. Wagner's trying to hunt down the race leader at the moment. Is he going to pit? Is he going to go all the way to the end of this race? At the moment, I reckon he's going to the end and just going to try and hold it out. 1:13.4 for Nico. It's a 1:11.7 for Wagner. 10 laps to go. There's a retirement. Is there going to be a safety car? Seb's in the wall at turn 2. There he is. And that's just, yeah, it's just summed up really for Red Bull, to be completely honest. As now Finlay Smith and Poulet is now trying to get after... What do you reckon, Martin? Do you reckon Nico can hold it out to the end, or...? Oh, Alpine wide! Oh, he's got airborne! And somehow he's still ahead for about a corner later, and now he's passed by the McLaren. That could have been an awful lot worse. Is he going to hold on after being airborne literally 2 corners ago? No, McLaren goes right around the outside, and now goes up onto the podium places. But he's trying to send it, and he can't do it. No way. Yeah, he did, and Ren went all the way to the end and got himself a podium from like P8 or something like that. So we will see. Yeah, unfortunately not. I guess it adds a bit of unpredictability to it. And Finlay trying to go down the inside into turn 1 and makes the move stick into P4. And now they're going to try and hunt down Wagner or Nico. We really don't know how this race is going to end up, as the Haas is now into the pits. Sauber in all of this, doing really well, 6th and 7th. At the moment, ahead of Pablo in the McLaren, who has just stopped about 2 laps ago, and might be able to catch up to the Saubers, or should be able to, you think. 3.8, 4.1 between the top 2 now, with about 8 laps to go here in Netherlands. There is no margin for error whatsoever, as the 2 Saubers now quite close together. Could they do a little bit of teamwork to try and hold off the McLaren? We will find out soon, with the fresh tyres of that McLaren bolted on its car, heading through the chicane, fastest middle sector of the entire race. Finlay Smith as we're heading down into turn 1 on the DRS of Pullet. These two practically glued together the entire race. Alpine into the pits from 5th place. That's a 3-slot strategy. That's an interesting choice as he bolts onto the soft compound tyre. And it comes out in 10th place ahead of Jarvis Quaid. Yeah, just about on the soft tyre. So he'll be on a bit of a late charge to the end of the race. 3.3 between the top two. And 1.2 seconds between the McLaren and the two Saubers. 1.3 as that gap just slightly opens up as we head now down through the middle sector. That gap will close right back up with the performance and the tyres on that McLaren. As we now through the middle sector, and he's now within the second as he got DRS. There's a detection point, and he has indeed got DRS, but so has the Sauber. So how is Andrew and Nightout gonna play this? Are they gonna just park the bus on the McLaren and defend like their lives depend on it and try a bit of DRS and try to help each other out with DRS? At the moment, Nightout has DRS. How much battery do they have? They have about the same, similar battery. As we now head down the straight, heading into turn 1, he's not close enough whatsoever. And he can't get close. He's close, but he's close to the wrong part of the circuit. So to make that move, 2.1 between the top two, with about 6 laps to go. And yeah, this is no way he's making the move now. Look at that. There's 3 cars in one picture now. All the top 4 on the same piece of tarmac, all down the same straight now. With 6 laps to go. 1.8 seconds between the top 2. As Pablo now has made a move. That must have... I mean, can he defend? The tyre delta is going to be so huge. With 16 lap old hards compared to the 7 lap old hards on Wagner's car. We'll actually cut back to Finlay. He's closing a little bit moving to defend, but he holds firm. And now Pablos is gonna make his move for 5th place right round the outside with DRS, and that should be moved on. Andrew trying to hold it. Oh, he's a bit of a squeeze and almost a little bit of contact again with a McLaren on another driver at turn 1. And now Alpine also moves up to 9th place. So, and a little bit of action going on between the Haas and the Ferrari. The Haas goes right around the outside and up into 11th. Jarvis Quaid down to 12th. Now here we go, 1.4 seconds, lap 31, about to head on to lap 32 of the Dutch Grand Prix. Is Finlay close enough? No, not really. The McLaren in 3rd has double the battery of Wagner. They both have more battery than Wagner. Wagner has the least battery out of everyone in the top 4. As he now closes the gap to 1.2 seconds. Philip does not have DRS. This is Finlay Smith's best chance of the race. He's going to dart to the inside. Will to will into turn 1. There's contact between the 2 of them. Huge drama in the last stage of this race. I'm not gonna say because I'm not gonna say because yeah, live streaming commentary. I'm not gonna comment on that. I'm not gonna comment on that because I'm live streaming. I'm just gonna hold back the things I really want to say, to be honest with that. But I guess it's now Nico's on his own really. On trying to defend. He has got more battery than Wagner. Can he hold on to this? It's going to be tough. It's going to be very, very tough. As we now head into the penultimate corner of this race, you get a little bit on the card. The exit is okay, half a second back. That might be just about close enough as we head on to lap 33. He's closing. Is he close enough? To the inside, Wagner goes into turn 1. Can he get it done? Nico has the outside line. He has the traction. Can Can he fight it back right round the outside of Wagner into turn 2? He holds on to P1. What a beautiful piece of defending. And Wagner must have thought he might have had it done, but Nico just used the momentum to go right round the outside and holds on for another lap. But has absolutely nothing in terms of battery, goes quite really wide. I thought he was heading onto the curb. He's almost heading into next week, into the next round, wherever that is. As we now head through the second sector, he's got to save as much battery as he humanly possibly can, and Wagner's burning at the moment. Doesn't really seem to be... Yeah, Monza. Yikes. Yikes. As we now head through the chicane, as we're now about to head to lap 34, but he's a lot closer. You've got to say, he's a lot closer, about 2 tenths closer than what he was on the previous lap. He's burning, he's so much closer this time round. And Bullet is trying to go right round the outside. Nico won't give this up, as he really tries, but yeah, tyre offset. Tyres are just, yeah, tyre difference is too much. And either way, I think Bullet will, yeah, I'm not going to comment on the incident. I prefer not to speak. If I speak, I'm in big trouble. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. With how many incidents? I'm going to say this. With how many incidents the McLarens have been in this race, I wouldn't rule out one more in the bag. One more on the table for them. With how many they've been in tonight. As we now head through the middle sector of this lap. Does have more battery than the Ferrari. Now as we go through the chicane, the table's not getting completely dropped, but yeah, I mean obviously with the tyres, 10 laps tyre disadvantage, he's not got a hope in hell. Now, let's see, what has the McLaren got in a straight line? Ferrari obviously very quick down the straight, but he is closing, he's going to try and make his move around the outside. Has he got it done? Right round the outside into turn 1, almost so close to contact again. But he has got it done through turn 2 into turn 3, and there we go. But yeah, I've got a feeling it's not over yet. It's not going to be done even when the checkered flag falls. There's now an Alpine, the Alpine goes right around the outside of Ethan into P8. Nice stuff there. A little bit of recovery drive with the very, very late stop onto the soft tyres. Sauber still holding firm. They drove a great race, the two Saubers. Basically, best of the rest, really. You can really... And yeah, McLaren's now pulling away, and you've got to say that is that's going to be the end of that. At least for the on-track action. For the off-track action, we've got to wait and see, because it's not over yet. It is not over yet, not by a long shot. But Nico's not giving up. He's still, Wagner's still in his sights. So I wouldn't say just yet count him out as we head through turn 3. He has one more, well really 2 chances, one heading into the chicane and one run to the line. No. Because you said it, no. I didn't even notice it was there, but because you said it, no. As we're heading through the middle sector on the final lap. And he's got DRS onto the Ferrari, but he's not close enough. 7 tenths, nowhere near close enough. As we head through the chicane, he's got the chicane of his life and pray that Wagner bottles. Meanwhile, it's going to be safe to say this is not over yet. McLaren come round the final corner. Pollitt comes round the final corner and wins in Netherlands with Wagner second, Nico in third, Finlay with that incident late on in fourth, Pablo's in fifth, Finlay having incidents, both McLarens are at the same part of the track. Sauber, what a result from that for them in 6th and 7th. Malaya in 8th, Ethan in 9th, Young in 10th. I cannot remember half of you guys' names. So Travis Coy in 11th, Skunka in 12th, Hugo in 13th, Lewis in 14th, and Perkins round off top, well, the guys who finished basically, or the drivers who finished, and Seb, Dan, Froome, Hyde, and I couldn't see that last one. Did not see the checkered flag. I was not ready to do. I was not ready for these last 32 to have to do comms for the last 32 laps. I hope it was alright. I have not done comms in about a year now, so it might have been a bit dog shit, but there we go. If it was alright, then happy days, but it might have been a bit crap. I'm sorry. But if it isn't, I do apologise, but was not ready for doing commentary tonight. But thank you to everyone for tuning in. And yeah, we will be back. Jesus Christ. 90%. Yeah. See, I don't know if the one stop just, it didn't seem, honestly, from what I saw there, it didn't seem like the one stop was, okay. Didn't seem like the one stop was really that much. I mean, it didn't make a bloody difference in his result. It was more ambitious, but it didn't look like it really, it was really necessarily quicker at all. Two stop generally means seeing the same for option. There we go. So yeah, there's the results. God knows what it'll be when all the outcomes are done. I certainly don't know. Cannot actually get out this screen, so there we are. And yeah, thank you very much for everyone who tuned in this evening. And yeah, we will be back in about 2 weeks. Not on this channel, I wouldn't think. But we will be back in 2 weeks for Monza in Div 3, Div 2, and Div 1. And yeah, hope you all have a very good evening. It'll be one more race tomorrow, and then we'll have 2-week winter break. Have a very, very good evening to everyone, and adios. Goodbye.